everyone. My name is Dorothy Wong. I'm an Altadena resident, and I'm on the Altadena Town Council. And how I actually got on the Town Council, I guess this is to really talk about how important it is to get involved in your community. I actually went through a program called Nature for All, if anyone's heard of that, which Outward Bound Adventures was part of. And we really started to understand, this was before the town council, but understand how systems work, right? So we have natural systems, but at the same time, how do decisions get made in a variety of ways? And so that really inspired me. So I ended up going, hey, I live in Altadena. You know, what can we do to kind of, I don't know, I guess take care of our future, or really how do we make Altadena whatever it is? Because a lot of times we have been sort of labeled, oh, this is a complaint-driven community. So change comes when people complain. But when you really look at it, it's really how we collaborate, how we can think about each other and all of the systems. So I just like, well, I'll run for this town council that we have. I didn't know anything about it, and I ran for the council, and I was actually running against the vice chair at the time. So I'm like, well, I'm not really in it to win it, but to just feel what it's like. Feel what it's like to, you know, be on the town council. And I was shaking his hand after we made our little speech. And I said, I'm here to help you, you know, whatever happens, happens. And the vice chair dropped out of the race and said, I think the timing was just right for him too. And so he dropped out, and next thing you know, the advocacy work that I had been doing in the community beforehand, people knew who I was because I was trying to help Hahamungna watershed and really see how to preserve some of the riparian habitat. I started learning about the systems of how flood control works and all of that. So in my personal story, you know, people said, come meet Dorothy, or Dorothy's gonna, you know. But at the end of the day, it's not about us. It's not about me. It's about, you know, we, and it's really the community. So I have deep passion about things like I'm a mobility person. So I love taking active transportation, riding my bicycle. And so one of the council members said, follow your passion. Once I actually got on the town council. And so the council is, you know, set up in 8 census tracts, which is approximately 5,000 plus people in each census tract. Altadena is the 6th largest unincorporated area of Los Angeles County. So that's a lot of people, right? So the town council was a way, when it first formed, to become a voice of the people, the eyes and the ears, in theory, for the county, is what they say. We are the eyes and the ears to share what's going on in our community. So that's kind of, so there's monthly meetings, different topics that can get brought up. Communication was something that we really, has been a difficult thing in Altadena. But at the same time, we love nothing more than going to concerts in the park. The library has just been an amazing core for our community. Our churches, you know, our diversity was always our strength, but at the same time, in our ReBuild, I could really see how our diversity can create the future. But at the end of the day, the council is just a community-based organization that tries to share information as much as possible, and also to uplift the community is kind of what I feel it does. And when, as we've gone into this fire trauma, we've gone through so much before where the fires have gotten close, or, my job in my census tract on the 4th of July was to interface with the Forest Service, the county public works, the sheriffs, to close the gate at Cheney Trail so the residents could sit up there and watch the fireworks. So fire is just, a traumatic thing for us right now. And I think at the end of the day, it's more important than ever that we hold hands and help each other to the next phase, right? The next step forward. And so All Together has been an amazing group to come together, and your fight is needed. Our fight is really needed. Yeah, and so at this point, it's just whatever information sharing is really important. I think communications is a huge part of that, and learning is definitely critical. But we have such, end at this, we have such a passionate community in Altadena. So I feel really lucky to be part of, the energy that's here. So it's just gonna take us continuing to learn, collaborate, and the power of all of Altadena.
And can you help us in a couple of minutes understand the town council's relationship with Supervisor Barger, with the county supervisor, and you report to her, or does she report to you? Has she reached out to you regarding the fire?
Well, so we tend to communicate with the deputies. Some people can, go directly to the supervisor, but the supervisor's deputies are really important. And then we also get to know the public works folks that work. So a lot of times we learn who to contact in different ways. So with Supervisor Barker, it's primarily done through the deputies. And at the end of the day, the more people, this is the way it used to be, the more people who were concerned about something that wrote a letter was really, in an odd sort of way, very important, because that's how community input was gotten by. And I mean, if you want change, that's what you have to do, is organize, right? So in the Meadows, I'll just be quiet after this, one of my census tract, I'm in the census tract of Northwest Altadena. And so we have a lot of resilience issues there too, closest to the Forest Service. Again, how you interface with the organizations. It does come down to, this is my 8th year, if you can believe it. So I've done 4 terms at the end of this year. So I'm actually probably the 3rd longest council member for Altadena that's currently existing, and it's time to nurture the next group kind of to move on to. So at the end of the day, your voice matters, Altadenans, and everybody else that's helping us. We're truly grateful. And yeah, I think the more we learn, and that's, I guess, what I wanted to kind of end with too, is that it's been really amazing how much you learn, how much you get to know your neighbors more, because they're like, oh, that's Dorothy on the town council, right? So, but at the end of the day, it's how well I can know my neighbors, because the last thing is I knew how many elderly. So for me, one of the big concerns, someone mentioned accessibility, which is hugely important, but how our senior, like I'm gonna be 60 this year. So how we have to be planning. I mean, what's happening with our senior population needs to be prioritized. Yeah, and our families. Anything else? I'm a shy person.
I think that's good for now.
Yeah.
Wait, can I just ask you when the monthly meetings are?
The monthly meetings are the 3rd Tuesday of each month. We also have committees. Land use is another one that's pretty big, which has kind of been paused a little bit because of all of this. We also have, so land use is the 1st Tuesday of each month. And then we have a variety of committees, communications, education, We even started a legislative committee that all the residents can join. I was working on traffic safety and mobility in that world. So there's a variety of committees to get
I'm on the
involved in.
communications committee.
That's right, rockstar.
Okay,
Thank you.
thanks
Yeah,
very
yeah.
much, Dot. And she'll be here.
Yeah, I'll be
for
here all
a week,
day.
right? Okay.